pretty painless. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about trees. And you guys know what kind of tree this is?
It's a fern.
Is a fern a tree?
No.
Right. So it's not. It's. I think you had a forest understory plant,
Yeah.
right? Did you guys just come from that?
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys learned about ferns. So, what is one of the big things that makes these ferns different from, say, trees? There's a lot of things, but there's one really big thing that makes them different. It's pretty cool.
Say it. Just say it out loud.
It's
Does
wood.
it have a trunk?
It's wood. Trees are woody. They get woody growth.
Nice.
And so that's the main difference. And, we'll try to look at the forest as we're out here in the meadow today. But what we're really going to do is we're going to learn how to use an old traditional method for identifying plants, trees, insects, bugs. They all kind of use the same method of the key format. Have you guys ever seen a species key before? And there's two big ways to kind of classify trees. You guys might know what it is, but what's a big difference between these two guys up here?
It's like needly and then it's a leaf.
Exactly, needles, but it's a leaf. I'm gonna kind of blow your all's brains here. You know that needles are leaves?
Yeah.
They're just reduced leaves. What about how these plants reproduce or make seeds? Is there any big difference? I'll give you a clue. This one has something like this, and this one has something else.
That one has like pine cones and stuff that goes off seeds, and that one has flowers.
Exactly. Very good answer.
Trees, coniferous, leaves, evergreen, and needle-like.
Yeah, so it's trees, coniferous, leaves, evergreen, needle-like. You guys think that that's true?
Yeah.
These are needle-like, right? I think it's true. And so, if it's true, what you do is you go to the next line below it. So you go to 2A. Somebody read 2A. Go ahead.
Leaves, needle-like.
What do you guys think? We kind of already answered that.
Yeah.
That's true. And so you go to the one below that, and we know it has to be either 3A or 3B. So 3A is leaves spirally arranged around the stem. 3B is needles attached horizontally. So that's kind of how you guys know what the word horizontal means. It means across. And then spirally is kind of like a spiral. What do you guys think this one is?
Horizontally.
Yes, it's horizontal. So what is that, 3B?
Yeah.
So what do we go to next?
4B. 4A.
Well, yes, she jumped to it. So now we know it's either going to have to be, we're at the end of our couplet, the answers are in bold. So we know it has to be either 4A or 4B. And what do you guys think? Let's see, the needles with rounded tips or star of the weekend. Did any of you guys recognize this as redwood? Redwoods can be sort of tricky because sometimes the foliage looks different from the top of the tree to the bottom, and that's because the sunlight's a lot more intense at the top of the canopy than it is down lower. And you'll see that in a lot of plants where the shade leaves are bigger and the sun leaves are smaller. I think we're going to start our scavenger hunt. And so this is how it works. All the trees are on the edge of the meadow here. And you can grab one or two at a time. You're going to take your key and your vocabulary, and you're going to both try to find the species around the meadow and tell me what its name is using the key. Whoever gets the most species wins.
Me and Emma can try.
And so, yeah. Super lethal. These oils are just oozing, dripping. And this is it kind of more in the understory. So it is kind of around the meadow here. Leaves a 3, let it be. And the flowers, you don't see them for very long because birds and insects, look, there's an insect right there. They love the flowers and they're gobbled up. Use the key to actually figure out what the species is.
So what are you working on? Which one? Soft or big?
We're working on this one.
Okay, one at a time. Okay, so, all right. Where are you? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Leaves during the winter.
Tree light, you always want to look at both the A and B. So I want to see what 6B is before I say that it's 6A. plant shrub-like, tree-like with a fragrant smell. You guys smell it? Can you smell it? Right? Do you guys agree that it has a strong fragrant smell? So we know then that it either is going to be 8A or 8B. So 8A is plant shrub-like, lilac-like purple flowers with a fragrant smell, glossy dark green leaves with a 3-veined base.
Does it?
Look at the leaves. It does, doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm. Look at the name.
California lilac blue blossom.
Yeah, it's the California lilac or the blue blossom. Ceanothus thistleiflorus. And this was actually used by natives and early settlers to make soap. And it was also used in basketry because it has a very bendable stem. And it was a pretty prized shrub to have around back in the day. Well, good job.
Oh, sweet.
What a nice day, huh?
Couldn't be better.
Oh, wait. So I'm going to go check.
Didn't you?
Yeah,
In
it's like-
your previous unit.
It's like the one that gets fleas off.
That gets the fleas off.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can decorate it.
Okay,
We put those flowers.
pick some more leaves.
Wait,
California bay laurel.
Righto. All right.
Wait. Gray, it's not gray. It kind of looks like madrone.
Okay, let's keep going down. Let's go
Madrone.
7B.
That is yeah, it's a madrone. Pacific madrone.
Woohoo!
Okay, we have to find it. Oh, you have a gray
And then
brown
I'll give you
bark.
this one too to do next.
Brianna, this is a gray brown bark.
Nice.
There you go.
Gray brown bark.
Good.
What is that?
This kid's a botanist.
Yeah.
Where were we at?
You were right.
Right here.
Do you know what it's called?
Do they have?
It's a. Oh, it's a Douglas fir.
Are they,
Yeah, it's a Douglas fir. Okay, come on, let's
do
turn
they
this
have cones
in.
with
Wow.
covered twigs?
Yeah.
What was the leaf type again? What did you call that?
Scaly.
Scale-like and reduced. See how they're scaly and they kind of reduce down the there?
Yeah.
There's one thing that's different this year about this shrub that it's had in years past. I'll tell you that hint too. Normally this shrub has flowers this time of year.
Oh, it's purple flowers.
No, not purple flowers.
Why isn't it
You guys
flowering?
already found that one. But it's pretty cool because everything else is flowering. And so when I wrote this key, it was pretty specific to April.
Oh, again?
hazelnut.
Nice. Plant up. And what is it?
Incense cedar.